If you sign up to our monthly newsletter, you might have seen a reflection in there asking you about how your voice changes or how it behaves, how you express yourself in a group setting, and thinking about what your usual communication style is or expressive archetype. What does that look like when you are one-to-one, and what does that look like when you enter into a group space? Is there a shift? Is there a change? To what extent is the way that you speak, the way that you articulate your ideas, the way that you actually show up for yourself, advocate for yourself, the way that you hold your energy, the way that your energy is affected by the dynamics of being in a space with lots of other bodies, lots of other nervous systems? How do these things affect and shape the way that you are using your voice? I reflected on a question asked in the application for the counselling skills course that I did, that I finished earlier at the beginning of this year. And one of those questions was about how do you show up in a group? How do you engage? And I think it's really easy to have an idea in our minds about how we do perform and respond, which is connected to how we hope or how we would like to show up. That's not necessarily the same as how we do show up, especially if the space is fluid, dynamic, if there is an element of learning and growth, and space for that to happen, that is inviting in you to challenge yourself and to actually stretch your capacity, then doing that in a space that is a shared learning space, having that added vulnerability piece of being witnessed by other people, it is supportive. Equally, it can really challenge you and show you where you maybe are not showing up for yourself in such a confident way, maybe where you are sitting back in the conversation, or maybe giving so much space and room for others that it actually is not giving you the permission piece of actually stepping forward and being vocal at key points when you maybe have something that you want to share but you don't feel confident or safe enough to do so. So yeah, how does that resonate for you? And also, what environments in particular, thinking about whether that's in your professional capacity, in the workspace, in meetings, at home, with friends, with family, in public spaces. It's really interesting to track and observe our patterns of communication, both internally, our self-talk, our narratives that are going on, and what kind of qualities are presenting there. But then also that external piece of how is that then actually being articulated tangibly in a way that can be heard and understood by others. Is there congruence there? Is there an authentic connection between these two places, internal, external? Does something happen on the way from us trying to express? Does something get lost in translation? Just to throw some questions and prompts out there for you to consider. and reflect on in relation to your own voice and how you feel you are or maybe are not showing up for yourself. Let me know if there are any particular environments that present challenge for you, or where you find yourself slipping into patterns or habits of self-suppression that feel counterproductive. Let me know.